Kacey. I'm a second-year master's student in the School for Environment and Sustainability at the University of Michigan, and I'm working with the Ann Arbor 2030 district to create an engagement toolkit to help landlords and tenants get on the same page about reducing energy and water consumption and waste production. We're working with MAVD to get kind of the corporate perspective. We're working with Ann Arbor Housing Commission to get more of a low-income perspective, and we'll also be working with their service providers and their property managers, so we'll have a couple different perspectives there. And then we're also working with Oxford Company to have more of a student perspective and just some other people affiliated with the University of Michigan as well. So climate change and sustainability are kind of more at the forefront than they've ever been before. And so we've traditionally looked at, in terms of buildings, what can the landlords do to make these changes. There's a big piece missing when you leave out the tenant. So we're going directly to the tenants and the people who we want the answers from and who we're trying to engage, and asking them directly, how do you want to be communicated with? How can we best engage you? What's most effectively going to get you to get involved? Or find out where they're at specifically, so that we don't just have landlords coming in saying, do this, do that, or putting all the responsibility on solely the landlord. Is that you can have a super energy efficient building, but if the people in that building are still like running the air conditioning with the windows open, or letting the shower run for 10 minutes to warm up before they get in it, there's a big disconnect there. So another piece of that is the split incentive, and we see that in utility bills. So if the tenant is paying their utility bills, they're going to want to reduce those, so they might use less water, they might want a more energy efficient washer and dryer or dishwasher. But the landlord in that situation, they're not paying the utility bill, so they don't really have a reason to put in more energy efficient appliances. But the flip side of that is, if utility bills are included in rent, the tenant never really see it and how much they're using, and it's not transparent. So in that situation, the tenant has really no incentive to reduce their consumption. And so one of those situations, there's somebody saying, well, it's not my responsibility, and trying to figure out how to get people on the same page about that, so that we can collectively come together and figure out ways to reduce water consumption and energy use, and in figuring out how we can bring them in is kind of the goal of this research. At this point in the project, or in sustainability issues, it's going to take everybody, and so we really need everybody kind of coming together and meeting people where they're at, and we're hoping this project will be kind of a catalyst. At least the toolkit can be like a scalable and replicable toolkit of, look like a menu of things that the landlords can choose from. So it might be recommendations or ways to intervene or engage. It could be a list of strategies. It will mostly be a report of kind of everything that I found through my research, and we'll have like a written guide of how to use it, a menu of things to pick from for landlords to see like what would work best in their communities, what would work best with how their buildings are set up, and who's living in their buildings as well, so looking at different populations. And after I'm done with this project, it's out of scope for my project, unfortunately, but piloting this toolkit in the future so we can kind of look at what's working, what's not, and reassessing, and it will be a working document for sure. The 2030 district will also be setting up a tenant engagement research portal online that everyone will have access to, that's in the 2030 district network. We'll be piloting it here in Ann Arbor, but it will be available and accessible to 2030 districts nationwide. I hope this project can be a catalyst in helping get people to come together for the future of their communities, Ann Arbor specifically, and for the present. I think we all want cleaner air, cleaner water, cleaner communities, cleaner spaces in our communities, and I think we all lower utility bills would be nice as well.
Yeah.